Intersection Magazine Podcast.
Welcome to Intersection Magazine Podcast. My guest today is Gerald Sebunya. He's one of the founders of KAWU. It's a system that enables payments for students at schools. Very impressive system covering quite a number of schools in the country with mass usage. Let him describe a lot more about what they do, the product they're providing, the service they're providing, and its reach. Thank you once again for subscribing and for listening to our podcast. We hope that you can continue to benefit from the materials that we're releasing. We release this every week, and we also have a magazine that we publish that's released every month, and you can participate with us through subscription, of course, as well as advertising. We partner or we create products that are that cater for those that are in the technology and innovation space, covering Greater East Africa and beyond. And we're interested in giving you access to founders or people in that space, in the digital space, that are creating solutions for all sorts of sectors, and bridging the gap between those who are creating, of course, and those who are consuming the products, as well as those who are interested in investing. Once again, thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. We hope you enjoy this episode. So, Gerald, thank you for agreeing to be a part of this interview.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself and then, of course, about your product.
All right. Thank you. Once again, I believe you're doing some amazing work for the ecosystem. I am Gerald Sebunya, co-founder of KAWU, a data analyst by profession, but naturally, I am an entrepreneur. I love to create things that have impact on society and things that build legacy. So KAWU is a digital financial service that enables African students in schools to easily receive money from their parents, make savings, and also make payments, as well as preserving their financial history while they use the KAWU Smart Card. And also through this, we create what we call a parent-to-child financial interaction model, where now parents are exposed to their children's financial behavior. And then with this data, they can start to have these talks at a family level. And in the end, we hope to create a culture of responsible spending, and where students or young people know that money is not just to be spent, but it can do more. So yeah, that is what we are all about.
Okay, tell us a little bit about the year that the product was founded and where exactly you put out your first what do you call it, your first product.
All right. So our story goes back all the way to 2019, where we were doing an online marketplace, myself and my co-founder, Stephen Kakoza, who's the current CEO of KAWU. But then midway, I can't really track it back how it happened, but midway, we had a sort of revelation, and then we pivoted to what we now call KAWU. And this idea came in around 2021, December. And then I was like, yeah, man, this is going to be the hit. This is it. And so we started building right away. And later, in 2022 May, we launched our first version of the product. And we were so lucky that we had our first adopters come from a school called Namiyango High School, Gulama. And it was really exciting. We went there. We didn't even know that, we were not even sure that ourselves who were building the product, we would use it if it came to us in the time we were in school. But then it was amazing. We saw a few hundred kids, willing to pay over 15,000 to acquire a card. And so that gave us hope, and it was more of a market validation, like, hey, this is going to work. It's actually solving a problem. Just after 5 minutes with students, they're already excited and willing to sign up. So, yeah.
Okay. So it's an interesting product because it feels as though it combines both the software side and the hardware side. Tell me a little bit more about that and the challenges that you're facing.
Usually I find that as a tough question, thinking about challenges. Sometimes, when you really are deep in love or really passionate about what you do, sometimes you don't even feel the challenges. It's just like part of life. I know something might go wrong, but then it is my job to make sure that things go right.
Would you classify it as have I judged it right in terms of describing it as a hardware and software product in terms of the actual card, and then of course the software behind it?
Yes, indeed. Yeah. So it combines both hardware and software. So for software, this is the application, the mobile application, the USSD, and that runs the cards, and then also the various integrations we have with InterSwitch, MTN and Airtel through the open APIs, so that we can enable mobile money transfers from a parent's mobile money wallet to these cards. So then now when we move to hardware, so then now we bring in what we call the self-service points, and then also the point of sales at the canteen. So with the self-service points, they have, we built a booth, so we use local fabricators to create this booth. So the idea is to sort of create something that looks like an ATM. Actually, we like to call it the low-cost ATM, the KAWU ATM. So these enable students to make pre-approvals or initiate, payments and prepare what they will spend through vouchers, so that by the time they get to the canteen, in 9 seconds, a transaction can be processed, and then they can get service, because you know how it is with our school canteens. If you've been, in a Ugandan school, we have 20 minutes of break, and then it's a struggle, right? So the conventional payments, cannot work in school. So now we make sure that authentication and all those other things are processed prior to the student coming to the canteen counter.
Oh, excellent. Okay. Did you, in terms of when you released your product, did you do a bit of research finding out what was already in the market? Were there any other people that were developing products similar to what you were creating?
Yeah. So at the time, we were in Lira. Okay, so when we had this idea, we felt like it's one of a kind. It's heaven sent. Yeah. So we didn't know about other products until we came to market while we were moving in within the schools trying to sell our product. That's when it came to us that, oh wow, there have been other people before, and then they had not left the market in a good place. Yeah.
Okay. So of course there are many lessons to learn. I understand that one of your principles is we're very keen on beautiful design. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So about we always me and Stephen we always ask ourselves, what is it with Ugandan products? Let us just come to a simple thing like fabric. Not saying that it's simple, but let us look at something like the fashion industry, just tailoring and fabrics. There is always that difference. Like when you look at a dress made in Uganda and the dress that came over to China from China, usually you find that the other one from outside Uganda is well finished and the overlocks are neatly done, and then you come to ours and then you see their strings, are dangling, and then all that kind of thing. So it's from that perspective, we try to make something that if a Ugandan sees it, they'll be shocked to know, like, oh wow, this was built in Uganda. So whatever we do, we always make sure that is the end result. Like we want people to like sort of doubt that this was built by us. But then also we like to keep things simple. So we take we put in a lot of work and research into our UIs so that we can deliver the utmost simplest user experience. So like if you need to send money on our platform, you need about 3 steps. You log in, you tap your child's picture, you enter the amount and enter the PIN, and it's done. So you don't need to remember the child's account number, card number, all that. Once you log in into your app, you just see the image of your child. That's all. So you tap and then you tap the child's picture. So in so doing, we cannot have any issues of I sent money to the wrong card or all that. And then also when it comes to the USSD, once you dial the *284 *28 hash, all you see is the name of your child. So you just select the name of your child, which will always be at number 1 if you have 1 child. If you have 5, all your children names will show up. So you just choose the name you want to send to, and
Okay. In terms of what's the structure like of your organization or your company in terms of roles? How big is your team?
So currently our team is 8 large. So that's people at least internal, including myself and the CEO KAWU. So then of course our team gets bigger as you move out of the company now in terms of the people who actually deliver the service, and then those are the agents and merchants in schools. So those, they're over 70. But then internally, the people who build the product and sell it and try to put it out there, we are 8.
Okay. What about in terms of, would you be the CTO?
So that is the thing. We have titles, these titles, to ease introductions, like, hey, I'm Gerald Sebunya. I am the chief of operations. Okay. But then the titles just stop at that. Back this side, we are doing a lot of things. I'm in sales, I'm doing data analysis, I'm doing business intelligence, all the things. I'm doing interviews. So back end here, back office, like the titles don't really matter. It's about realizing what needs to get done, and then you do it regardless of like the job description. And that is a very big part of our culture. Like, hey, you're coming into this team, but then your job description this month will not be the same job description next month. So it's important for that person to always look around, see the kind of work that needs to get done, and have it executed.
Excellent. In terms of customers, or like, let me say users, what are your numbers like in terms of Uganda-wide, in terms of the schools?
So the schools, we are about 68 schools covered, and we have over 70,000 students, and then also when you do the numbers of parents, so usually every child has one parent, as a must, one parent, but then some of them come in with like 3, their sisters, brothers, and all that are sending them money. So for the parents, we also have over 90k parents, and then when you combine the entire user base, it comes to over 130k users. But usually we like to count a parent and a child as one user. So we always say we are about 70K users. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's really interesting. What in terms of like your what does your model look like? Is it your business model? Is it or maybe how do you make your money? Do you make your money by taking a small percentage of the transfer costs between as parents send the money? Do parents have to subscribe to use the service? How does it work?
So our business model has evolved over time, and I believe by the time people are listening to this podcast, something will have changed. Because
that's understandable.
Yeah. So, but currently, we make money through the sale of the smart cards. So we have like two flavors of cards. We have the platinum and the elite. So the elite costs 25,000, and then the platinum costs 15,000. So then, when parents are sending money from mobile money to the smart cards, there is also a charge. Okay. And then this charge is also split between us and the telecoms. So there's really a small margin we make on that. But then we believe as numbers grow, 8-10 years, we'll start to realize some good revenue from there. Then also there is what we call a maintenance fee. So this is paid yearly. Okay, it's about 5,000 AGX. So this helps us cover for like the day-to-day costs, because we make sure that as the children use their cards at the canteen, okay, as they swipe for payments or withdraw at the agents, they use it for free. So if a child received 10,000 in a month, they are going to use the 10,000 they got on their card. Then, later at the end of the year, we sort of, calculate how they use their card, and then, we come up with the 5K. Yes.
What about, is there a certain fee? Like, for example, if I have a school and I want to unload my school for the service, is there a charge for them as well?
So there comes a charge based on the implementation they're looking for. So if it's some schools just want a safe way for the bursar to manage pocket money. So for that, the school doesn't need to incur a cost. So we just onboard the bursar, and then we get the student records, and then everybody gets a card, and the parents or students pay for the card. But then if they want to go if they want to go entirely cashless, then we need to bring in the self-service points and the point of sales at the canteen. So yes, there the school or the canteen owner incurs a cost. Okay. Which is really very small, so about 200,000 per point per self-service point.
Okay. What about like do you have a system in which like for mobile money systems you have like your agents, and then the agents kind of get a cut based on the service that they're providing?
Yes.
Okay.
So when we go to a school, let me just give you a little bit of background. So traditionally, schools have mobile money agents. And who are these agents? It's the teachers, okay, the members of staff. You find that every student has that favorite, staff member. Could be the askari, could be the nurse, could be a class teacher who always receives money from their parents on their behalf. So now, usually when we go to a school, those are the kind of people we target. Or it could be the bursar. So we're like, okay, this is the guy who's been receiving money for students mostly. And then it's kind of cool and relates well with the students. So we go to this people and look, hey, you've been doing this, and then you basically you've been having to do it for free, okay? Or you have to find smart ways of keeping a cut of this, and then later you run into accountability issues and all that. So now here is a tool that is installed on your phone. It will help you manage all the entire balances of all the students. And then on top of that, per transaction you make, your commission is clear. Yes. So where does this commission come from? Remember, as parents are sending money, so that charge, which we split between us and the telcos, yes, we also get a cut of that, and then also pay the agent.
Right. Oh, excellent. Okay. I suppose one of my biggest questions is usually about your perspectives about the ecosystem as you see it, but also I guess, what does the regulatory landscape look like? What challenges are you facing, either with who would be your regulator? Would it be telcos? Would it be the banking sector? Who would be who?
So I think the overall regulator is the Bank of Uganda, the central bank. Okay. So and then the issue like multiple licenses based on the exact service you want to offer. Okay, but then we understand it's hectic. Okay, and then it's quite rigorous, really, and it's a lot of work, and also it's quite expensive. Yeah, not quite, but really costly. Yeah, having to pay for the license, set up trust accounts, and all that. So as innovators, we need to find smart ways of doing this kind of things. Yeah. So now us, since our wallets are hosted by InterSwitch, so we use the InterSwitch banking license. Okay, so now it's InterSwitch that is licensed to offer this service to us. When it comes to like it's the issuer of payment instruments, our cards are issued by InterSwitch. So everything the core banking system we use is InterSwitch. Yeah. So for us, we just offer an easier interface for people to transfer money, to the cards.
Okay. Yeah. What are any plans maybe later on to get into crypto or to create a
crypto? Personally, I feel like there's potential there, for the African markets to get into crypto, but currently we haven't set out to that direction as a company. But also personally, I do crypto. I own crypto, but we haven't come to a level where we want to get into it as a company. But perhaps maybe sometime in the future, we might.
Okay. You mentioned before the importance of records and getting your students into a financial culture of savings, as well as, of course, preparing them for a system where there's a credit rating. Tell us a little bit more about that.
So, when you look at our generation, I think mine and you, and then the ones before, we left school with zero money, zero savings, and zero records to at least as evidence that, hey, I've ever owned or ever used this sum of money. We leave school, basically zero knowledge about money, and then we come here out in the world, and then there's a lot of things that we need to do. Right? You want to start a small business somewhere, you're trying to pursue a business loan. Okay, hey, give us your bank statement of or financial statement of 2 years ago. You're like, what is a financial statement? You don't know that. Okay, so now here with KAWU, as you are making your transactions, payments, receiving money, all that, your financial history is recorded. So at least at level one, this is evidence that you have used, you have owned a certain amount of money before. And then step two, if this is a bit analyzed, if it's analyzed deeper, well, we can even see somebody's financial trends, and then we can tell if someone is responsible or not. Do they have good money spending habits, or all those kind of things can be seen from this data. And then now, when we expose this data to the parents, their parents now for the first time, okay, have a chance to sit down with their kids and have financial talks. You see, like how the Indians do it? Yeah, we should also do it, So we are looking at a possibility of creating a culture where parents sit down with their parents, where parents sit down with their children, just like the Sengas do about, marital issues and, all that. Yeah. So this should also be a sort of, slipped into our culture. And then we are not just going to teach you how to, maybe take care of a husband or a home, but then how do you manage your finances? Yeah. So at the end of the term, a parent can look at this, even in a week, say, hey, no, I can't send you 20,000, and then 3 days later it's done. It's not how things are done. Okay. And then we also implemented another tool or feature within the application to help enable this. As a parent, I'm seeing my child just blowing away money. Yeah. And then, of course, I cannot talk to them. I have to wait maybe till visitation day or when they're back home. So there, a parent can still log into the app and set a spending limit. You're like, hey, you can only use 2K a day. And then what does this do? Yeah. So if I blow up my 2K, I have money there that I cannot access. Yeah. What does it do to a child's mind? Yeah. It sort of, grooms them in that direction of like, hey, actually 2K is enough. Right? And then at the end of the week, at the end of the term, they get to appreciate it. Like, okay, my money was limited, but then I didn't have to fall in KAWU. I didn't have to go broke. Yeah, the term here, it's the last week, and I still have some cash on me. So yes, then you find that at the end of the day, we do what? The child, starts to think about money in various ways. And then you find that others, when they don't spend money, when they have balance of their limit, like, okay, I was given 2K a day, I spent 1K. Do I spend more tomorrow, or should I save the 1K? Yeah, so that at the end of the term, I can go back and maybe perhaps buy something nice for my mom or whatever cool gadget I wanted to back then.
Okay. Thank you very much, Gerald. Very insightful session. I look forward to a lot more conversations with you in the future. Of course, we'll try to watch the development of your product and, of course, you as leaders and co-founders. We will be featuring KAWU in our magazine in a few months' time, probably 2 months or 1 month's time, as well as this podcast, which will be released around the same time. So thank you for your time.
Most welcome. Thank you very much.
Intersection Magazine Podcast.